MTV is back with their third edition of the Champs versus series, and this time it is a Champs versus Stars, and it looks really good in our opinion. We're going to go through the entire roster, the lineup of this season, talk about that slippery staircase challenge, and talk about the rats in the house. So stay tuned for our Champs versus Stars episode 1 recap.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
When did you change? When do you aged? I thought you never grow up. I thought you never.
This is just because I love Chance the Rapper and this song. This has nothing to do with Champs vs. Stars. Doesn't need to be a great song, okay, people?
Yeah.
Welcome in, everybody. This is going to be our recap on AfterBuzz TV of Champs vs. Stars Season 1. We did do a recap for Vendettas. Goodbye, Vendettas. We did a recap for the reunion right before this one, so if you were not with us live because of the time change and the fact that we were a half hour early on that one, make sure you go on YouTube and find us. Finale Part 2 Reunion for Vendettas. We talked a lot about that drama, and I think we did a good breakdown, so definitely want to know what you have to say about that and your comments and thoughts on that. But let's get into Champs vs. Stars. We have a lot to talk about. I'm very excited. I think this is a really good roster. We're going to break down our favorites, get into the nitty-gritty of who is on this season. We're going to get into the challenge, the elimination, all of that drama. We got the Victoria's Secret model going against Kayla and Shane. We got Arian Foster and Big Boy Tony thinking he's a drunk on power over there. And we're going to talk about the little manipulation and the rats and the informants for the Stars and Champs team in this season. So thank you so much for joining us. Be with us live in the live chat. Give us your thoughts. My name is Jenna Bussiere, and Jersey Girls in the house tonight.
Yep,
we love to say, are you guys annoyed by the fact that we always say we're from Jersey? Because this is what people from Jersey do. We got to let you know that we're from Jersey.
Holding it down. Jersey and the hizzy. This episode was so good, so much better than the last season of the Champs versus Stars versus Pros. I feel like MTV finally got this concept down. Like they just tried with Champs versus the athletes, and that was silly. And then they tried Champs vs.
Pros was good.
Champs vs.
The first one, they gifted us with Louise early on, and now Louise is still hanging around.
Well, thank goodness, because she's great. Can't wait to get more of her. Yeah, my overall feelings were that it looks awesome. There's some people on both the teams that I can't wait to get to know a little more. I'm really glad that they mixed it up. And this looks like it's going to be a wild ride. So thanks, guys, for
I agree.
it looks great.
It shouldn't be this way, but maybe it's because I'm so over Vendettas at this point that I enjoyed this episode more than I did like the few past episodes of Vendettas, but it's supposed to be the best part of the season. That was like the finale and the reunion, and I was feeling Champs vs. Stars so much tonight. It was so much fun. I really liked the energy of all of these stars coming in. I think the lineup, the casting was really well done for the stars, and even the Champs. I really liked the quote-unquote Champs that they picked for this season, even though half of them haven't won anything. But because we have really good dramatic personalities in Shane and Tony and all of these people who are going to come in and they're going to be arrogant and talk trash. And people are forgetting that this is for charity. They're making me forget it's for charity.
Absolutely.
I keep saying, why is everybody being so mean and cutthroat to each other when they're all just trying to promote people who are less fortunate than us?
I keep forgetting that it's for charity, but that aside, I want to see some desires for this season are a cutthroat verbal sparring between Wes and Devin.
I don't think it's going to happen. I think that they're too much of good friends. They like each other too
much. When do they even
Did you
really...
say Wes and Devin?
Yeah.
Well, they tweeted each other all the time.
Oh, okay.
Wes is like, oh, I'm so proud of you, my little grasshopper, when you manipulated everybody against bananas. Oh, you've learned so much from me. So they have this like unspoken bond. But
now
apparently.
They're on opposite teams, so I think their heads might butt, and I'm here for it. I'm not going to hate seeing that. It looks like there's going to be a lot of very fun conflicts.
So let's get into this roster. I do want to mention that we are going to try to get some really good guests in the stars genre of this season and try to get them on our show here at AfterBuzz. And we even have a champ who's going to be on next time in studio with us. If you follow me on Twitter, I put out there that we had her Skyping in tonight. Sorry, fake news. That ended up falling through. We thought it was going to happen, but we will have a guest with us next week, so make sure you tune in. And that's a little teaser for you.
Yes.
Let's get into this roster. I think just right off the bat, Hennessy. I love her. I feel like any way that I can get Cardi B and Hennessy in my life, I will gladly accept that invitation. I love her energy right off the bat. The way Cam acted with her is exactly how I would act. I would fangirl to her about her and her sister. And I know it's kind of funny because Hennessy does have a very similar personality to Cardi, that it's almost like, are you trying to be Cardi? But at the same time, they're sisters. They grew up in the same house.
Yeah.
They probably just share that type of personality.
She seems to have her own
I love
deal.
her. She's hilarious. I'm feeling her. I'm loving Brooke Hogan. I think Brooke Hogan is so mature and very level-headed for somebody who was under a household of a massive WWE wrestler. She was the first one to come in and say, "Hi, guys."
Yes.
And she kind of holds it down and is mama bear throughout the episode, and I really like and appreciate her. As well as Booby Gibson. I'm really liking Daniel Booby Gibson, and all the girls are kind of drooling over him.
You and everybody else.
Yeah.
I liked the intros. I thought Ashley and Louise were really cute reuniting. It was nice to see Ashley again seeming friendly and fun. And Louise is just great. So glad to have her back. Hennessy was adorable. CT, we've missed you, CT. So good to see you again. And I thought Tori fangirling over Drake in the intro was really fun
funny,
too.
yeah.
Like it is exciting because I watched that show too.
So Drake and Josh, good point that you brought up Drake and Josh. I love that he's on this, not only because of Drake and Josh, but also because of what I said on a previous episode of our recaps, is that I think that there's going to be some drama with him. And I'm very excited to see it. And I think it's pretty hysterical. I feel bad for him because everybody is saying like, oh, they're going off of his Drake and Josh career, saying, oh, 12-year-old me or 90s me is freaking out. And they tease that clip with Kayla where Kayla says, 12-year-old me is freaking out right now and is being so obsessed with you. He said, oh, and 25-year-old Kayla just doesn't care.
Oh.
So I feel bad for him. I think he's got a chip on his shoulder. He's a child actor, so that's going to be annoying for him throughout the season.
Okay, so we've heard the rumors. We've all heard the rumors that something happens with him. I don't know what's true or not, but I thought it was really telling that his intro, him speaking, was him saying, everybody knows him from Drake and Josh. No one in the world knows him as anything else.
Or
and
Amanda Show.
He said, though, hi, I'm Drake. You might know me as a musician. No, honey, no one knows you as a musician.
Come on, let him be new.
So I think he might take himself a little seriously. Only time will tell. I'm at this point willing to give him, he did well in the competition today. So I don't know, maybe I don't know, but he might be a bit of a prima donna. I guess only time will tell.
Yep. And I'm liking, obviously, that Louise is back. I love it. And it's funny that we saw her and Wes's friendship throughout this. Lil Mama is cool. She just is cool. She seemed very relaxed, not getting her panties in a bunch over anything. I was questioning her judgment in the beginning when she was all about Tony, but she learned quick.
Oh, she did learn
quick.
quick.
So Lil Mama might be my girl throughout this season because she's a quick learner. She's on to the fools, aka Tony. And she seems to be down to earth and she's not letting anything ruffle her feathers.
Yeah. Another relationship I'm excited to see either develop that I think these two will become like best friends or not friends is Tori and Cam.
Oh,
I'm excited to
could
see if
that.
they become like besties or rub each other the wrong way because I think there's a lot of similarities between them.
Yeah, I mean, we've already seen the drama between Kayla and Selena, and that will be good. She's an interesting one. We'll get into the drama later, but the only thing I can really think I have to say about that is her whole no profanity, please. I'm like, are we at eighth grade church camp?
Also, like, do you know you're on an MTV
are we
reality
10 years
show?
Old? Girl, what? Like, what do you mean no profanity?
Anyway, I mean,
So-
I could understand. Again, not to, I don't know. We'll have to see because I don't know her. You know, we know our champs. I don't know her at all. I don't know if she meant at me. Don't start cursing at me. Or if she meant like, dude, whoa, clutch my pearls.
Right.
No profanity in my presence. I think she meant like, whoa, why are you?
just cuss at me?
But at me is different than
Don't
people
at
are.
me.
Right, but you know what I'm saying? It's one thing to start cursing at me. I might be like, whoa, you pulled that out quick, as opposed to hearing people cursing is fine.
Yeah. But
I don't
anyway,
know. We'll
that
see.
is our roster
Yeah.
review. Very excited. And as I said, we're going to try to get on anybody that we can this season. So let me know who you want to see.
Yes.
And somebody else who has amazing celebrity interviews on their show, on their podcast all the time, is our number one and only Maria Menounos, who has founded AfterBuzz and given us this platform. So if you guys haven't checked out her podcast yet, Conversations with Maria Menounos, which is on iTunes, go listen to it, check it out. She'll give you insightful, very informative interviews with celebrities. They'll talk everything, life lessons, relationships, finances. Go check it out. And as we mentioned, comment, say that we brought you there. Give us the love and support as well. And it drops every Friday for free on iTunes. So make sure you check out Conversations with Maria Menounos Podcast Edition. All right. So now we're going to go through the very first thing that we see all these people do to get their hands dirty, or AKA their bodies wet. I'm really bad with dad jokes. Or their bodies lubed up.
Slimy?
Slimy. The slimy bodies. It's going to be stare down. So this, obviously, we saw it. It felt like a carnival slip and slide, sort of out of the funhouse slide contraption. Hysterical. I love this. I don't care how janky it is. I don't care how county fair this is. I'm here for it. I love that they're slipping and sliding everywhere. I think that Shane was really funny with his tactic to just be a human bowling ball and just wipe everybody out. And it was really funny when CT scurries his way to the top in like 0.5 seconds. So quickly, relaxes, does his little, paint me like one of your women, Jack.
Vogue.
Draw me like one of your French girls. He hits his Vogue pose. And then you see everybody, and it reminded me of like, I think it's maybe Little Mermaid or some zombie movie. Little Mermaid, I'm thinking like the poor unfortunate souls, where it's all of them just in a mosh pit and all of these humans like, no, I want to get up there.
That's awful.
You just see CT like standing up there on his throne, and everybody else like sliding and not being able to go up like zombies or something from that movie.
That was a really fun challenge to watch, and it you know, so we saw in this, these seem so silly, but the best people kind of win. Having said that, best people that know how to do backyard challenges, not necessarily the best athletes. But so obviously, I thought hands down it was going to be CT with his Titanic posing ways up there winning, but no, Tony won. And it was interesting to see the way it stacked, because that to me sets the tone, even though it's a kind of a silly competition about who's there to show up. Because they do make you forget about the charities. And one thing I did like in this episode overall, I'm so glad that they're playing for charities, and I do want to learn about it, but I feel like they hit it really hard last season, too much almost. Like there was mentions of the charities every 5 seconds. Not that I don't want them to be mentioning it, but they had too much cutaways with like still in the charity.
Felt promotional.
It felt weirdly promotional, and it took away from the show. And this is like, you're still moving on. I don't want to forget that it's for charity.
This does not feel like a game for charity right now, the way these people are trash talking and going back and forth with each other.
Yeah, but I'd like to have their charity highlighted when they go home, or when they, not every 5 seconds continuously, because then I never knew who was on what team or what was going on, because I was focused on the charities last time.
But I loved this slippery slope challenge.
Yeah.
And this, it seemed like not really the challenge where one could really prove their athletic ability so much as it was just entertaining for us to watch. I mean, sure, you have to have poise and I guess balance and stability, but at the same time, I mean, who just knows how to climb up a lube slide without ever having done it before? So obviously the champs have a little bit experience and they have the upper hand with this, but at the same time, it's hard for us to gauge who still is going to be an amazing competitor at this point.
I think based on this, though, CT and Tony, who obviously we know are good.
I'm talking
but
like
Casper,
stars.
So stars, Casper.
He did look really good.
Casper was second, and he was right behind Tony, who was the fastest, so he might have even been faster than CT, who we know was good. So Casper obviously really did show up. I don't know. Again, where you can't really judge it, the first girl was Tori. Is she the best girl? Maybe. So whereas it's not a science, and obviously more so with the champs, like you said, there is something to be said about doing well in even these stupid things, because that's what this is.
Well, that's what I guess I'm saying. I almost felt bad for a little bit for the stars who underperformed in this particular challenge, because if I went up there, I've never done that before. You expect me to just know how to climb up this thing with a snap of the finger and have it down easily? So
of course.
I felt bad for Selena a little bit and Jose that they just could not get up there, and it took them forever.
And the football player. I mean, there's people people that are,
No, Ariel Foster did well.
He did well.
He did good. Yeah, he got up there quickly.
But still, who knows how to do this?
I actually felt worried for him because he has suffered from a bunch of injuries. I think one being an ACL, and he had some sort of knee injury which is why he ended up retiring from the NFL. So I was almost like, "Ooh, can you do that? Can you move your knee like that still? Are you all right?" But
well, I guess he did. I guess he
sadly,
could.
we did not see as much as I wanted to see from him this season, but that's later on.
Yeah.
So we'll get to that. So we see the champs dominate pretty much, but little do they know they're going to now mix the teams, which we knew this entire time because promotion after promotion on Twitter and Instagram, which it lures you in, but at the same time, it's almost ruining some of the surprises for me. I would like to actually be genuinely surprised during these shows instead of knowing, oh yeah, well, we all knew that was going to happen, but okay, let's talk about it anyway.
Yeah.
But I really liked the reaction of the champs because they seemed genuinely surprised. And they took to it like, oh, this is a good twist. I like this.
Yeah.
And then we do a whole dodgeball draft, like a high school schoolyard draft, which I love. I love that they went about it this way because I was really interested to see who they would pick and deferring it with my opinion and who I would pick. So it's Tony and CT because they were first and second. Again, kind of unfair for the stars because it's two champs and the champs are already just taking this game by the reins and controlling all of it.
On the other hand, though, the stars don't know each other the way the champs do. Like, they haven't been doing this together for years. So if it was a star or two stars, they would have only have such a weird first impression to go off of. So I feel like the teams are a lot better having people that sort of have some you can suss up the athletes on the stars and they know who's good competitors within the champs.
You're right.
So I did
That's
think
a good
that
point.
it made it
Thank you for
good.
bringing that up.
Having said that, though, man, I feel like CT really. We'll go over the teams, but I feel like CT gave Tony some big wins, and I'm pretty upset about it. I don't know why.
For someone who has done the challenge that much longer than Tony, yeah, CT didn't look like he was drafting the best team at first. But I want to ask you this and everybody in the live chat and comment. What do you feel about the champs sticking with the champs and instead of building a super team just based off of who's the best athlete, they're keeping it in the family and they're keeping, I'm going to draft champs first rather than stars first. I get it. And maybe I should be more on board with this, but I'm a little disappointed because I want like the actual best of the best.
I agree.
And I feel like it's a little petty because again, it's for charity. And this is mean to do to the stars who are joining the show.
I agree with you. I don't need to forget mean. I think that staying loyal to the champs that your MTV brother in when you're playing for charity is so nonsensical. It's a little mean. It's also so stupid. You're not a unit. You're on teams. And if your team wins, you're going to have a better chance of winning. And it doesn't make any sense. They're negating. It's really dumb. And I'm surprised someone isn't saying, like, this seems like an Ashley West type of masterminded thing. I'm surprised.
They were all for it.
They were all for it. I'm surprised CT isn't saying, look, that's not really logical. Or even Louise, if you want to win for your charity, the best thing is to get to the end, and that's to have the best team. It's really dumb to try and pick your people in the opposite team and your team. It makes me so frustrated because it doesn't make any sense. It's completely illogical. It's completely stupid. And it's well, first of all, they are bamboozling the stars. We should have known it from the draft pick. It's like they're obviously not concerned with
They don't care about
making
you.
the best team. They're concerned with picking each other. Two, can someone, I don't understand any of the logic behind that. It's like, well, we want one of ours to win. Like,
So
that's not going to happen if you have the worst team.
I agree with you. I think build the best team because it's you and your team that's going to win the biggest pot of money at the end. So you should want the best team regardless of whether it's a champ or a star. But in their defense a little bit, I think their game plan is to keep the champs around longer so then that champ individually continues to be able to put their charity in a position to win money longer. But at the same time, that doesn't mean you necessarily have to draft champs first. You can still draft a champ or a star, and then if you want to keep the champs around longer to supply their charities longer, then you just eliminate the stars quicker. Doesn't have anything to do with the drafting.
Agreed.
Just eliminate them, which they're trying to do anyway. So they're still playing that part.
Which I still think is stupid, and I think having that be a bold-faced mission that you, as Ashley did, admit, it's like, well, then we're just going to be versus you. It's not like sneaking that into your game and making it seem sort of authentic, like, oh, you can take it, and kind of knocking them out and then being like, all right, great, it's going to wind up being one of us, to be like, it's for us. It's where the game's played, y'all. Like, okay, well, now it's just going to be us versus like you, too, and we're just as good.
Oh, my gosh, I'm bringing up Vendettas again. This reminds me of the same thing that happened in the Vendettas final when they had to play the stealing stick game or stealing swords from everybody's pile. MTV gave them a chance to, like, have an opportunity to do something wise, like everybody gang up on one person and everybody steal Leroy's thing.
Right.
But then Kyle was that loose cannon that then flipped the switch and messed up the plan. And he ended up stealing all the swords. That's what I feel like MTV is doing here. They're saying, you have the chance to build your own super team with your own champs and your own stars. But instead, they're making it completely counterintuitive by choosing whoever they want and then destroying their own team from within their team. So they're trying to eliminate their own teammates, which are good competitors early on. Who's going to bring them to the final, while also planting rats and informants in other teams so they can just all destroy each other from within. Doesn't, like, the champs are all one team, but they're combined with the champs and the stars, so it's all just a hot mess.
It is really, it is such a dumb plan that I really hope for the sake of the show that breaks down, that they decide, like, this isn't going to work out in anyone's favor.
Stop eliminating your own teammates. But anyway, with that being said, so let's do Team Jenna, Team Pam.
Okay.
Who is your first female draft and your first male draft? And play along with us in the live chat. We're only going to do the first two because we just do not have that kind of time.
Let's just do rapid fire real quick.
Well, let's just do, like, top three. So my first girl is, I'm going to go Brooke Hogan.
Okay.
How the hell are you not going to go Brooke Hogan? You see the size of that woman? So Brooke Hogan's my number one chick.
Fine, I'm going Tori.
Okay, I see you. I will see you, Arian Foster, then, even though he left, but he was not used to his ability.
I'm going to take Casper.
Oh, all right, you take Casper.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm going to go Louise.
Okay, and now am I doing a girl? Oh, I'm doing a girl?
Now you're doing a girl.
I'm going Cam.
Okay. Then I'm going to go CT. And then you get one more guy. And
for
these
some
are our
reason,
top three.
see, I was imagining CT was on the... Okay, so
Womp
you
womp,
picked
I
CT. Man,
outsmarted ya.
you did. Oh, man. Well, then I am going to go with Booby.
All right. Not a bad pick, even though we haven't... I don't know. He's been retired for a while, and he had some injuries at the back half of his season, too. So we'll see. I don't know how much
Booby's
basketball
got
will
it,
translate.
okay?
No, we'll see.
Listen.
I hope so.
Booby's going to bring it.
So, I was shocked. Okay, I really did like a part of this draft that everybody, so they're keeping it in the fam, right? But they only keep it in the fam for like 4 people.
So mean.
And then Devin and Anissa are left behind, and they just start choosing any star over Devin and Anissa, which I find so hilarious because Devin's on his high horse right now. But everybody still knows, like, nah, dude, you're getting picked last.
Which is a really great point, bringing us back to the Bananas Devin rivalry, which just won't die as much as we want to squash it. Devin, you beat him at Light Bright. You're still not a good competitor. Even your own homies don't want you on their team. Anissa, I feel like a lot of that wasn't necessarily that she's not good. I think CT and Anissa have some sort of beef. I don't think they do. They or
no, I think they're brother sister. I think it's all love, but they can fight with each other.
CT and Veronica.
No, not that
He
I know
called
of.
them both the worst. I mean, he's insulted their gameplay.
That's what I'm saying by brother and
before.
sister. Is like they can say whatever they want about each other and to each other, but at the end of the day, it's because they're on such a level of being friends for so long that it's almost...
I hope so, because I love them all, but it seemed like, and I might be speaking out of school, but the things I'm remembering, I remember it being a little hard, like more harshly delivered, like I wouldn't want to be in a final with you.
Well, because CT is harsh, but that's that brother-sister relationship.
So it's not, he's just keeping it real. He doesn't think she's a good teammate.
I think that they just call it as it is with each other. But I think at the end of the day, they have each other's back on a personal outside of the challenge level. Okay. Anyway, so let's get into some of this house action, a little bit of drama, some of the voting. Tony gets MVP. He deserves it. He was the first one up on the winning team, so obviously he gets it. He gets the power play to be able to save somebody, which I really like the introduction of the power play and the fact that this is going to be a theme the entire time. But he doesn't have to save anybody because Arian volunteers himself because the stars of that group are completely manipulated by Smashley. Ashley is able to manipulate this group and say, well, we like to put the strongest in. Even though, do you always?
Never.
So
Never. You're not going to give up CT.
She puts her mind in a pretzel. So Arian, which I actually like about him. Okay, so Brooke is saying he wants to be there so bad, but a little bit in my opinion, I think that he might want to be there, but he just seems so relaxed. He almost seems like he doesn't care. But I like the fact that he says, I don't care. I don't have to prove myself, but I will if you guys want me to. I know I'm the best, so I'll just volunteer, go ahead and put myself in.
Yeah.
So he puts himself in because, and then the stars realize, oh, wait, Ashley manipulated us. And when Tony votes in Casper, then they realize they got played.
They cut to someone's face, and she's like,
it's little mama. She goes, oh, word? Did that just happen?
They're realizing they just took two of the best players. They're trying to take us out.
But I think we need to make a segment called Is Tony Kidding? Is Tony kidding me right now?
Okay,
and
so break that down. Explain,
Example, is Tony kidding me right now that he's going to pick a fight with a future NFL running back Hall of Famer and call him out and say, well, are you ready for this, big dog? Are you ready for what?
Also,
dude is like a 4-time Pro Bowler. Is it what?
Hold
he
on.
He don't got to prove anything to you, Tony. Meanwhile, Tony, he would kick y'all ass.
Not only Tony here, in keeping with this segment, Tony, are you kidding me? What he said that Tony took offense to and started puffing out his chest and saying, like, after what you just said, was like, it doesn't matter to me if you want. Like, he wasn't saying anything bad to Tony. The fact that Tony pretended he was going to go up against him because he was so offended is, let's just say it together. Are you kidding me, Tony? Not our Tony, of course. But are you kidding me, Tony? What's wrong with you?
And also, in another edition of Are You Kidding Me, Tony, he then is, first of all, he thinks he can beat Arian, and then he calls out Casper, throws Casper up there, then is trying to ruffle Casper's feathers. And then after Casper comes back from winning, are you kidding me, Tony, for the fact that you then try to eat your words and say, oh, well, you're back now? Do we just want to play this cool? Do we just want to be friends now?
Are you kidding me, Tony? He didn't even nary a 5-second breather from beating arguably one of the best, strongest players.
Athletes
is Tony
on the show.
Coming up to Casper, who I have my long game is on Casper. We know he's good from his climbing up the lube stairs, and he's obviously smart. He's the only person that realized what was going on immediately, that obviously they're not putting him up there because they think he can win or because they care, but because the champs are playing their own game. And then Tony tries to backpedal and say, look, if you want to fight, I'll fight with you and we can have that, or you can just squash it now. It's like, are you kidding me, Tony?
For it to be Casper as the LVP, thank you for Casper for being woke and speaking his mind and catching on, because it was so obvious. Oh, I'm the LVP. I was seconds behind you. I was the second one to finish this. I'm not the least valuable player on this team. Let's put it to Jose, who actually like barely finished this. He's the real LVP.
And they're playing a game against their own team. It is so not smart. And if people are really in it for the charity, then you want to win with the best team. And then you start dogging the other players that are there. But what are they thinking? What are you thinking, Tony? Did Tony mastermind this?
And I'm really liking Casper right now for speaking his mind. But I think his cockiness might get a little bit over the top, but we haven't seen enough of it yet for it to bother me. But I'm liking his confidence, you could term it as of right now. And I like the fact that he's saying and calling people out and saying, hey, everybody, let's all get together now, stars. We're not on the team with these people, even though we are technically on a team with these people. But let's go into this elimination because I was bummed. I'm happy that Casper gets to stay. But I was bummed about what this game was, what the elimination was. I know it's Champs for Stars, and they don't do anything too grueling because these people can't get injured, and nothing's going to get too crazy. The production cost is probably lower, but really, like, you have really two really good athletic people, and you're just going to make them swing a baseball bat? I don't know. I wasn't that enthused by it.
I mean, it wasn't super stimulating to watch or anything, but I thought that it was a genuine test of, you know, that speed and strength, and it was anyone's game. I was surprised that Casper won, actually. I just thought because he was smaller So that comes down to heart almost. It's not like I think he is stronger. So I do think that was a decent, I mean, I don't, whatever. Like, I don't think it was that good of a game, but I didn't hate it. I didn't mind it. And just, I'm really bummed though. I really wanted to see more of Arian. I really liked what I got to see of him.
too.
And I really wanted him to stay. I'm upset. And one more thing, you know who we haven't heard popping off at the mouth about this plan to get, you know, who we have heard loud and proud yelling about getting rid of the others is Wes, Devin, Shane, Kayla, and Ashley. Those are the ones that have been loudmouths about it.
Nothing from
And
Pam
Tony.
and Anissa.
Nothing from the smart people. I'm sorry, but CT, not a word. I don't think he
that we've
like,
seen, at least.
But
It is
I mean,
funny again. It's like you
CT,
mentioned, Wes.
Anissa, Cam, Tori, they're not sitting there going, yeah, it's like, that is really dumb. I feel like those people might be playing the game within the game within the game with their team. It's like, all right, take them out first, then we'll take you out and we'll win.
I like
it's
that.
like,
I like that Wes is still sticking true to himself, and the fact that this is a game for charity. Wes doesn't care, and he's always going to try to finagle something and manipulate somebody and get some kind of wicked evil scheme going. So that's just Wes for you. And of course,
Right.
Devin's going to jump on. Another Arian moment that I did like tonight, let's give him some props and credit before he left the show, was his call out when Devin tried to say, well, Arian, you know what? I know you're big and strong, but if it's a puzzle, if you if you have to use your brain, are you going to be able to?
And
I
he's like,
that
what the hell are you talking
in
about?
the coolest fashion ever. There's actually something more scary about somebody who's very calm in situations,
Totally.
but still speaks with defiance and says, did you really just say that to me
Right.
right now? Are you trying to call me dumb?
right.
I really liked that. Had Devin shaking in his boots a little bit.
And to make a forward call, that's where I think that it's exactly that point. Kayla always loses her cool. Like, no matter what, she loses her cool. And I wish she would just simmer down, because I don't think she's as dumb as I used to think she was. But I think that it would behoove her to not always freak out every time someone says something that rubs her the wrong way. So,
I mean,
having said that, yeah.
she can do what she wants in her own
She
right.
can.
That's her personality. And if she feels like somebody was giving her attitude, then she can give attitude right back. But you do have to, I'm the type of person, this is just me, that I'll give attitude when it gets to that certain level. But first, let's assess the situation at hand. So then let's get into the drama then. So Selena versus Shane versus Kayla. It starts with Kayla and Shane basically saying, they were talking about the events of the elimination, talking about Arian and the fact that they didn't save him. And well, he didn't win, so he doesn't deserve to get saved, and yada, yada, yada. And if he's not here, he doesn't deserve to be here, which, sure, they can say that, but Selena took it as, okay, he's out of the house now. Let's not talk trash about him behind his back. He's gone. Let's pay our respects. And Brooke is kind of on that team, too, saying, I feel bad for him. And Shane and Kayla are saying, we don't feel bad. That's the name of the game. So then Selena and Kayla get into a little bit, because Selena is again saying, well, we're not going to talk about it. Let's drop it. And then Kayla says, well, I don't know who you think you are and who you are to enter this conversation and give attitude, but...
Hold on. Shane said, so Brooke said, I think he was sad. He seemed really upset. To which Shane replied, I guess he was upset. I've never seen a man pout like that. What a baby.
Yeah.
Then Selena said, like, all right, we don't need to throw shade at him. And then they were like, shut up. Like, they're one team. She just said, all right, you don't need to. Shane started calling him names. He did. It's like, he wasn't that much of a little baby. He got bamboozled. He had to leave. It's a bummer. You're supposed to be a team.
And it's also the fact
for
that they
them
could have
to
saved
say-
him and they didn't save him. So of course he's
Yeah.
going to be extra triggered about that. I would be.
And then they all start screaming about, like, we're not saying anything bad. It's like, yes, you're making fun of a man that you just sent home who's on your team. You're all ridiculous. And then when she sort of says, like, whoa, calm down, is when they all start screaming at her.
No,
I'm
I
sorry.
absolutely
I think
agree.
it's so
I think
moronic.
Selena is right here, and I
Yeah.
agree with them. Like, all right, let's get over it. He left. Let's not talk trash about him. You couldn't say anything to his face. I'm sure none of them. I doubt Shane would ever say anything to Arian Foster's face. Probably he'd be scared of him.
Give me a
But
break.
Kayla's not going to say anything to him anyway. And the fact that Selena's calling them out on that, I like it. But I do have to say, she did seem a little tooty. She did seem a little like
She
snobbish
did.
about what she was saying. So if I'm Kayla, I might take what she's saying as attitude too, and then I want to come back at that.
She did have a little bit of an attitude, but I think she was defending. Again, they're supposed to be a team. I mean, I get that that's not how they're playing the game, but I think it is so dumb of all of them. It's so dumb. I want to see this plan crumble. I really do, because it's so dumb, and it's not that fun to watch people on the same team just pitted against each other because they have
It's fun to watch.
It sort of is, but I'd rather, again, there be some game, some maneuvering, not just like, we hate you. And also, again, that triumvirate over there of those are like maybe the most petty obnoxious. Shane and Kayla might be the most
the best
bratty.
part
and,
of this
yeah.
drama section for me
Ashley.
was Big Mama Brooke, which we might have to nickname her
Brooke.
Big Mama Brooke, stepping in, laying it down. Again, when you say it with assertiveness, but you're not over the top, and you're not just throwing out curse words
Totally.
left and right and popping off and slapping your hands, you sound so much more credible and intimidating. And she did. She's like, okay, seriously, let's cut it. I'm gonna go check in on her because we're grown adults here, we're grown women, and she's obviously sensitive to this subject. So let's kind of respect her sensitivity and let's get down to the root of the problem. And everybody stop with your high school pettiness.
Agreed.
And I was like, yes,
MVP.
Queen Brooke.
MVP Brooke, who also really surprised me with her down to earth.
So down to earth. I love
calm.
her. She's so cool.
Well, she was. It was one of those like, kids,
Yes.
you are not behaving properly. Why don't you think about that for a second while I walk? I mean, she shut the door and was like, I hope you guys just sit and think about what you've done. That was how I even felt like, oh shit, Brooke's mad. Like I didn't want her to be mad at me either, you know?
Exactly.
So yeah, it was very childish, and Brooke seemed like, be better. Be better
Yes,
than
be
that.
better. Exactly.
Yeah,
Well said.
Be better, yeah.
Completely agree. I think Brooke held it down. So final wrap-ups then.
Yeah.
I'm upset that Arian had to leave us.
too.
But I'm very excited for the drama that's going to come out of this season. I think I saw something on the trailer that looked like Hennessy gets crazy. And I think she throws something at Devin's head. And I'm very excited to see Hennessy get crazy like that because you know her and Cardi from the Bronx, they got that ingrained within them. So they're going to bring a different level of heat and drama to this.
Yeah.
Also, I want to see if Louise is going to get called out as the rat, as she's the informant on the star side. What we're going to see from everybody getting their hands dirty finally.
Yeah, I really want to see some sort of breakdown of this plan because I think it's stupid. And if you know what it is and we're watching them specifically fight against their own team week after week, it's going to be dumb. So game-wise, it's just like we all know what the big plan is here. That's the point. There needs to be some secret alliances, or it's not very secret or exciting.
You're right.
So excited though. Overall, there's so many great characters going on here, and so many strong wills and so many weak minds. So I'm excited to see how those complement each other.
And let's
what
go
happens.
over a little bit of bold predictions quickly. I know we have like 30 seconds left.
Okay.
I'm just waiting for that. Question, more of a prediction question. Do you think that Tony is going to make it all the way this season? Based off of him already taking control, and he had such a good season last year. And who of the stars do you think has the best bet?
Okay. Based on your question, this is my prediction. I think Tony is not going to go very far because he's made an enemy of Casper, who I have my money on
I
for
like
taking
that.
it home.
Good
unless
prediction.
they make up. So I don't know. But I think Casper's like, yeah, I've seen your true dum-dum colors, and no, thanks. Of the stars, I think that Casper for the male stars. Wow. And of course, my money's got to be on Louise for the female stars.
I agree. I have Louise and Brooke.
Brooke,
Sleeping on
right.
Brooke for a single second.
Right.
I want to see a little bit more from Lil Mama because I think she has the spunk mentality, so I want to see her perform. Predicting a lot of athletic ability from Casper. I think Casper's going to bring it, and I really want to see stuff from Drake and Drake Bell, little action with him and possibly that drama that we're looking forward to. And we got to see some from our champs. Ashley's going to get crazy. That's a prediction. That's a hot take right there. Wow. Never expect that to happen. That Smash is going to stir up some drama. I think Wes is going to keep his cool, but he's going to do some manipulating. But either way, I'm very excited for the season, and it looks really good.
It does.
So I think also with the fact that it's only a few weeks, we might not get tired of it, and the drama, it looks really good. So hopefully it holds for the entire season of Champs for Stars. So thank you guys so much for being with us in the live chat. Make sure you comment on our opinions on the comment section on YouTube. Let us know what you thought. Give us your prediction, who's going to be the best, who's going to be the first to leave. Give us who you would draft first if you were on that dodgeball drafting team. And also, if you want to listen to us as a podcast, please go subscribe on iTunes, rate us, comment us, give us all of the love and support. My name is Jenna Bussiere. You can find me on Twitter at Jenna_Bussiere. Till next time, we're going to have a guest on, so make sure you tune in. And then after that, we're going to try to have another guest on. But for now, I'm sending you off with my lovely co-host and my Jersey girl.
It's been real, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Pam, and you can find me at Pamela Grossjill on Twitter and Instagram. Please do. We love hearing your thoughts, and thank you all so much for tagging us and stuff. We love hearing it.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.